Greetings on this Thursday of Easter week, the active of Easter. Hope you're enjoying this beautiful, sunny, yet cool day. Just a little piece of legend, I guess, or at least one source about the Easter bunny. You probably already know this. The rabbit has been a symbol of new life and fertility in Christian times. Even today, some cultures honor the hare as a divine messenger. Some of you who have rabbits might agree with that or think differently. It's always been associated with as an Easter symbol since the early 16th century in Germany. Children believed that if they were good, the Easter bunny would come and give them treats or sweets or colored eggs. They didn't have Easter baskets yet, so they would put their caps or bonnets in the garden or in the home for the bunny. And then when the Germans settled in Pennsylvania Dutch country during the 18th century, they introduced the Easter bunny to the United States itself. Something for your trivia quiz. We'll look at the readings today, particularly the Gospel, and it's Jesus appearing to the disciples and saying to them, "Peace be with you," helping them to realize and believe the unbelievable, that he had risen from the dead. And not only that, but that Jesus is the source of reconciliation and forgiveness of God for all of them, no matter what. And this is what he wanted them to do, to go and to preach repentance, preach forgiveness of sins. All of this preached in God's name to all the nations, beginning in Jerusalem. It's as if he were saying to the Jewish people, you are the sign of God's love in this world. You will be the sign of being reconciled, all of us, to each other and to God. We might think about that, at least myself, and be pretty awestruck by being sent into the world by God. It's something that's very humbling. It might be something that's pretty unnerving, thinking of myself as a symbol of God's presence. But that's what we're sent to do, and it might even be the beginning of world peace itself, preaching and practicing forgiveness, asking for it ourselves and giving it to other people as well, the same way that Jesus did to each and every one of us. There's another piece of all of this. We might ask ourselves, not only are we called to be God's presence in the world, Jesus, a manifestation of Jesus' presence in the world, but we might stop and think about some ways that we have experienced the living presence of Christ in our own personal lives. We might have witnessed it in the lives of other people that we know. I'm sure you could pretty quickly come up with a list of folks who you believe are truly examples of Christ alive, Christ's presence among us. May this Easter season and the rest of our days be examples of living God's way, being an example of God's presence, and most of all, God's forgiving love in this world.